Today is October 14, 2024, Monday, about 9 a.m. in the morning. I had some energy squares, 2 energy squares, and I'm having my coffee. This is the cup today. This is my happy place. When we think about place, we may normally think as a physical space. But through the learning and growing, what I learned is place is more about where we are with our mindset, right? It comes with the concept of at the same physical space, some people can be happy and some people can be sad. It all depends on how we look at it. Sort of like how Wayne Dyer once said, how did he say it? When you change the way you look at things, the thing you look at changes. Kind of the concept of how you look at it. So there's a cup of water. If you think of it, somebody would say, okay, it's 3/4 full. Somebody would say it's 1/4 empty, and both are accurate. Nobody's wrong. Both people are right. It depends on how we are looking at things. If you have seen my videos for a long time, you know that I'm big into the messages in the coffee mug. This is kind of one little way to boost my mind's little good feeling situation. I don't know exactly to say it, but you know what I mean. There are so many ways we can try to give our mind a little bit of boost to feel better. There will always be things in our life that will be going against our will, and there will be things that we like, but it all depends on how we look at things and trying to make the most out of life, because even if you believe in reincarnation, you don't really know how your next life is going to be, or how exactly your prior life was. So if you believe in just one life, then you just got one life. And even if you believe in reincarnation, your focus is still only in this life. So enjoy this life. I actually was texting a friend of mine yesterday about that. Enjoy life. She's a good person. She has 3 kids, and her life is very busy. Of course, like I can only imagine. I have 1 kid, and I can't. It's a lot to manage. And she has 3 kids, so I can only imagine how full her plate is. She has a full-time job. But anyway, so I was encouraging her to do the things that she loves, to push herself, especially in this age when we're 40-something. A lot of the things we still can do now that we might not be able to do when you're in 60s and 70s. Might be physical limitations or whatnot. And it was interesting. Then later in the day yesterday, I went to the gym, and I was listening to the Jason Murphy's book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And there was a part that I was really noticing where he said, like, how age, he had a different explanation to it, but the point was, like, how people say age is just a number, because sometimes somebody could be a lot younger at the age of 80 versus somebody who is 30. It all depends on how they're thinking about things, how they're thinking about life, and all of that. And I thought it was an interesting concept because I have seen people who are young, but um, act more like old people, at the same time older people who are so young at heart. And those are the things that kind of tells you like it is all in our minds, right? um, so yeah, I think I noticed that also because I talked about the age thing with my friend, and I'm like, it's actually maybe when you're in 60s and 70s, you would be able to do the things that you want. If your mind says that you can, you can. It's all about making the most out of this life, right? As long as you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting others, whatever you're doing is okay, right? Everybody is seeking that inner peace, that happiness. Uh, Speaking of inner peace, so yesterday I made another video about forgiveness, and I think that is the message that I want to hone in more because I have seen a big difference in me when I was able to forgive the unforgivable. And probably someday I will get into the very details of it, but because that does two things. One is you are no longer attached to those emotions. Those negative emotions are not attached to you. You kind of release them, and it makes you lighter. It makes you really, really lighter. And maybe, just maybe, that might also help the person to heal faster. That I don't know, but that's just my guess because everything is energy in the world, right? Normal human tendency for anybody is to help others. Nobody intentionally would want to hurt another person, but we take life as if like everything is permanent, right? And that's what we go after because we think things are permanent, and we try our best to keep things the same. And everybody is averse of change, either it is home or work or elsewhere. But sometimes change can be a good thing. So I'll actually give a very good example from this morning about change. It was like really amazing. So I have the Keurig coffee every morning. Most mornings. On Saturday I make tea. But so I have this little foam thing I bought from Amazon. It works almost like a toothbrush technology. It's like goes around, and it's only like $5-6. It does amazing job. That's really one of the best buy I had from Amazon. So I put the coffee and the milk and sugar, and then when I make the foam, there's a little foam at the top. So Alice's school is off today, so she is downstairs right now. She's watching a little TV. So she likes to do that for me, the making the foam, so she did. And then to decorate at the top, I was thinking I'm gonna put sometime I do that, some instant coffee, like a sprinkle it around. I learned that from a friend of mine, like, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe. And she did that. I was like, oh, that looks good. So I was telling Alice that, oh, I'm gonna sprinkle some coffee on top of it, some instant coffee. And then she's like, oh, why don't you try some pumpkin spice? I'm like, okay, I don't know how it is gonna taste like, but okay, I'm gonna try. And then she's like, oh, it's always good to try new things. And I told her, look who is talking, because she is averse of trying anything new. As far as food goes, if it's a new vegetable, or I don't know, a vegetable cooked in new ways or something, or meat. So she's like, yeah, I'm bad. I'm terrible at trying new things. So she accepted it. It was funny. But anyway, so she wanted to put some pumpkin spice in my coffee, and she did that. And it was interesting actually. The foam was going down as she put that, which is fine, but the taste was actually really good. I was like, huh, that's really good because I like fall. I'm not huge into the pumpkin spice latte, and I think Starbucks actually messes it up a lot. The pumpkin spice latte, I get their cappuccino a lot or vanilla latte. Those I think they are consistent, but their pumpkin spice latte is not consistent at all. A couple of weeks ago, I think I got two different times. Both are not good, but anyway. So I tried that with little pumpkin spice and my coffee sprinkled in it, and it tasted really good. I'm like, huh, that could be a new thing I can try in fall time because the coffee tastes different. It gives you a little feeling of fall, and it has a distinct good smell of cinnamon and other things because I love the smell of cinnamon. So where I'm going with this is like trying new things, right? A lot of times when we try new things, we don't know if it's going to be good, if it's going to be bad, but we just got to remember that there is a possibility that it can turn good. Especially, like, I remember there was a time I couldn't cook anything, and now I can just cook anything in the world with like recipe, like some menu from some country. Let's say, I don't know, like if I haven't seen some Korean food, and I would look at a recipe and I can just make that, and it turns out pretty good. Like whenever I experiment new food, I would say 90% of the time it turns out really, really good. But that is because I've been cooking for a long time. I've been experimenting. I think it goes with the, I don't know, experience. So because I have done it for a long time, I think I just know what ingredient to put less or more, even if I'm eyeballing something, right? That goes with the experience. So when we're trying something new, and even if it is for our minds, either it is self-help or, you know, turning towards God and spirituality, whatever that you're doing, if you have been doing it for a long time, and then your instinct says something that, okay, this is a good path I am on, more than likely you are in a good path because you have been doing it for a long time. You know from the experience, and you can think of your experience from your life from the past, right? When you did something like this, like so strongly laser focused on something, you are able to manifest it, right? So that's how I kind of started thinking, and it helped. But I think the big change, of course, happened with for me was like the prayer, spirituality, and forgiveness, and that was hard. That's not easy, and it's not that you forgive somebody or some event once and it's done. Sometimes the emotions would come around, and then you just have to figure that out. That everybody is in a journey of their own life, and in that journey some people reach there faster based on their prior life events that they had to go through, and for somebody it may take much longer. For somebody they might never get there, and it is okay. We all are striving to get to that place where we feel happy, where we have inner peace, but we all have a different way to get there, right? If our destination is to excuse me, I feel like I had to sneeze, but it's not coming. If our destination is Mars, and everybody thinks that, okay, to go to Mars we need a spaceship, and everybody would try to go only in the spaceship, but maybe someday somebody would think that, there is another way to get there, and maybe through wormhole. I know I'm talking about the Star Trek type of thing, where you don't have to go using a spaceship. Maybe you'll be able to get there in split second with just sort of like how in Star Trek they do, what do they call, like transportation, not transportation, I forgot the term, but anyway, the point is like, you kind of go from one place to the other in an instant. Someday maybe it'll be that. I don't think it'll be in our lifetime, but who knows? But it's all about believing and thinking what's possible, right? So some people may believe that and they might get there. That is, of course, an extreme example, but for some people, if they think that spaceship is the only way, and they'll just keep trying that, and to get to the inner peace. Because Buddhist monk and the priest or different religion, I have learned 3 different religions very closely so far. In all religion, people are seeking for peace, inner peace, the peace in our mind, right? And there are, the live a life where you're kind to others, compassionate towards others, try to, do good to others. But even then, sometimes things would happen that some people may not be as kind to us, or things like that. And then it comes down to the forgiveness, and that's when we don't attach those emotions to us, because our life becomes, in some way, the baggage that we carry, and it gets fuller and fuller when we hold on to emotions. Each of these emotions carry a weight, right? So some are like little pebbles and some are like big rocks, but we keep filling up that baggage. When we forgive, I don't know, I actually didn't think of this concept before. As I'm talking, it came to my mind. I might make a short video, because I'm really focusing on the forgiveness, and also I'm kind of trying to help a friend of mine to do that. I think she would benefit from that. Anyway, so it's a bag that we carry without knowing, and each and every emotion gets day after day as we live our life. We kind of keep feeling that, and it's important to empty out that, because then we will feel so much lighter. And that's where the forgiveness can help. The forgiveness can help to release those emotions. Some of it will be in the same day, some of it will take weeks, some will months, and then that becomes a habit. Forgiveness doesn't necessarily help the other person who hurt you. It is mainly to help yourself. Even though we know it, it's so hard, right? It goes with the all sorts of emotion. Like I talk about 2 sides of us. This is the good side and this is the bad side, where it has fear, sadness, anger, and all that. This is like the peace, joy, love, harmony that we want to spread in the world. But a lot of it comes from when we forgive, then these emotions kind of diminishes slowly. The seeds are still there in our mind, because we are human after all. We're not God. So those seeds will always be there, but we won't be watering them. We got to practice forgiveness every day, just like the way we practice gratitude every day. I have been practicing this 3 new gratitude every day for several days now. The idea I got from an event that I attended, and it has been amazing, because I would be grateful for the same thing a few days in a row, and it was good. But then after some time, it becomes like a monotonous thing, and your brain is always looking for something new. And when you do it on the same day, not only it helps with the newness, it also helps with something that it focuses your mind on that specific day, that every day there is something good that is going on in your life. because it's life is all about, like, our mind is all about focus, where we are focusing. So that helps with focusing on the good that is happening right now, not some good that happened 3 months ago. So that has been amazing. If you haven't tried, I would definitely say try that out. And if you write down the gratitude, then practice even more. It stays in our mind even more. Training a new gratitude, whatever works best. Um, Either in the morning after I get up or before going to bed, those are most powerful. But even throughout the day, if you do it at the same time every day, then the chances of forgetting is less, because then it becomes a habit. One last thing I want to talk about, and then I think I'm going to finish the video because I got to do a lot of different things today. The faith muscle, and I thought that was very interesting too. I think it was on the Jason Murphy's book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. He talked about when you have faith and you keep practicing it, your faith muscle becomes stronger. And I thought it was such an amazing concept. So today, this morning, I was kind of thinking about it, and I was heating up my coffee in the microwave. And while I was heating up my coffee, is what I do is I get the Keurig coffee, which is hot, and then I add the milk. The milk is in the fridge, so it cools down the coffee a little bit. So after I add the milk and a little sugar, so I heat it up a little bit in the microwave. So anyway, when I was heating that up in 30 seconds or so, I just thought popped up in my mind is that, just like the faith muscle, the other muscle we can talk about, like the forgiveness muscle and the looking for positives in everything and every situation is also a muscle. Spreading kindness, positivity, having patience, spreading love, peace, joy, harmony, all of that just sort of what I kind of go as a mantra, self-control, all of that is like working on your muscles. So when we go to the gym, if you think of it, and we're trying to build muscle, and I'm not big on building muscle, but I just want to lose some of my weight, which is, I'm getting there slowly. And for that, we have to keep working on it, because the weight I put on, I didn't put on overnight. It took a while to put on that weight, so it'll take me a while to lose that weight. Similarly, those muscles that we are working on in our mind, the faith muscle or the gratitude muscle or the patience muscle, it'll take some time. You have to have the patience to grow those, and you have to continue practicing that, and then it grows. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, I thought I should probably make a short video of those too. I'll forget, so I should write those down. The muscles that we need to grow. The emotional muscles are equally important, if not more, than the physical muscle, because in the long run, if your mind says you can do it, you will be able to overcome any obstacle that gets in your way when it comes to achieving physically. So anyway, so with that, I think I'm going to finish the video. I think today, actually, let me do this now, because a lot of time I say I'll do it and then I forget, I don't do it. So I'm going to do some intention setting and visualization for this week, upcoming weekend, and for the following week. And after that, I'm going to do the mantra and then finish the video. So, okay. Accept the things I can change and trust in God. Speak positive, uplifting words. Have self-control and spread positivity, peace, joy, harmony, love. Have supernatural patience. Live in the present moment. Be kind. Let go. Forgive. Look for positives in all situations. Be strong. Be resilient. Be kind. Be compassionate. balance the kindness and resiliency. Okay. I'm trying to use my senses to get to this present moment. I can smell anything. There's probably some smell in the house, but when you live in the house, you don't smell anything after a while. That's what is going on. um, Sound-wise, I don't really hear much sound. I think Alice is playing, so here and there I could hear some sound, and I hear myself talking. I see different colors in the room of different objects, and taste the coffee. And the temperature is a little bit on the cooler side, so that's why I'm wearing a flannel shirt. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna finish my video, and I'll see later in the day if I get a chance. I think I might make the shorts that I was talking about. One is about the forgiveness, gratitude muscle, working on those, and what was the other? I already forgot. Anyway, it'll come to me. So because I think those might help others, so I do want to share it on the short videos, because I know that the short videos sometimes people tend to watch more than these longer videos, but I do have to keep making these longer videos because these are the morning mindfulness, like where my mind, I can kind of set it up in a way that throughout the day, I think it helps me to stay focused. And at some point when I start working, probably I won't be able to make this as long, but I would still continue to make them, because this has helped me in a big way when I had my focus to transform. Have this year as a big focus was, no matter what happens, to transform myself. And there is always room for improvement, but I'm glad that the path I traveled on, there was a lot of challenges, especially if you see some of my videos from this summer. You'd know there are videos that I cried, there are videos that I laughed, and sometimes the pain was unbearable, but I got to where I got to. And hopefully, like I talk about sometimes, that this could become not only mine in the future, but somebody's survival guide, that to remind ourselves that things are impermanent in life, especially when things can be so dark and depressing, to realize that it's not permanent. Those dark and depressing days can evolve. It can get to a better state, and sometimes the outer reality would still be the same, but how we ourselves can transform, and it happens. Joe Dispenza would say, like, when you are from here to here, you don't necessarily move from here to here. You yourself change, so you become this person, and then you attract all of those good things, because in the process, who we become is the most important thing. And sometimes we don't see it. Like a few months ago, I could not see or feel that emotion, that I could be here with my emotion, like how I feel now. And no matter how somebody would say something, and there will be people helping you, but you just have to keep looking for the information, and there will be something that will just align. Because sometimes what happens is, when we are not ready, the information of people trying to help, it goes this way or it goes this way, but sometimes it will be like that you're like, oh, it makes sense, and that is what is, I think in my case, like, forgiveness was one thing that, okay, that was the key for, like, where I started feeling different about things, and when I was able to release those difficult emotions. And then there are a few other things that really helped me to realize what I need to do to feel better. But it's different for everybody. We just have to try different things and see what really connects us, what really gets us there. Goes with the, like, trying, like Alice told me to try the pumpkin spice, and I'm glad I did, because sometimes when you try different things, and that's when you would come across something that that could have the potential to change your life in a good way. Okay, so have a great rest of the day and the week ahead. I'll try and see if I make any short videos later in the day. If not, I'll definitely make one tomorrow morning as usual.